Hello everyone, this is Priyanka. Welcome to my channel Automation with Priyanka. Today in this video, I will be talking about how we can handle nested frame. So in the last session, if you remember, we discussed about what is frame and if there is any simple frame available, right? How we can automate that simple frame. So technically, developer designed the frame using iframe or frame tag. So you can just search for it. You will get to know total number of frames available on that web page. And then these are the three methods which we can use to switch to the frame. Either if you know the index number of a frame, you can just switch to the frame by passing index value. If you have any frame designed with name or ID, right? So if you observe that frame is designed with some name or ID, there we can use this second technique and we can switch. And third example that we have seen for the web element. So declare just that frame as a web element, and using that web element, you can switch to the frame. But this we have discussed only to handle single frame. Now it is time to understand how we can automate nested frame. Before that, let me show you the scenario. Okay, let's see. So we have this application. There you can see there is a button iframe within an iframe. If I click on it, here you will able to see this nested concept, right? Now here, just have a look. What exactly behavior of this application try to understand? This is the main document. Inside the main document, you have this first frame. Then inside that, there is a one more frame available. And this is the input box where I wanted to enter some data. Correct? Now the point is how exactly this application is designed and how we can interact with our input box. So this time try to understand. Suppose, let me design. This is the main document. Okay, where that HTML, I will say the complete document where that frame is available. Here, I'm having one frame, right? And within this frame, I'm having one more frame. Okay. And this is my input box where I wanted to interact. Point to be noticed, everyone. In this particular scenario, this is our main document, correct? This is our main document. In this main document, you can see there are two buttons available. This is to click, right? Single frame or simple frame. And this is a nested frame, right? These buttons are available. And this is what parent frame. Why it is parent frame? Because within this frame, we have one more frame. So I can just call it as parent frame. This is child frame, correct? I can just call it as child frame. And this is the element to interact. Okay. So this is the basic behavior of this application structure actually they have designed. So guys, which method we can use to switch in between nested pattern? See, whenever frame within a frame, that is called nested frame, correct? And here you can see the clear example. There is a main document. Within a main document, we have a parent frame, and then we have a child frame, and then we have an element. So absolutely how we can switch to the element. If you really wanted to interact with element, you need to first come to the parent frame. From the parent frame, guys, you can directly navigate it to the child frame. And then from the child, you can come to the input box and there you can write your input, whatever input you wanted to pass. Clear? Now here comes one more topic. So you know how to interact with the frame. We can interact with by passing some integer index value. We can interact by passing some ID or name or web element. These three methods commonly we have. But there is a one more point which I wanted to explain. There are two special methods available. Okay. One is default content. What is the concept of default content method? And there is a one more method available, parent frame. So guys, in latest Selenium version, you will get this parent frame method. What is this parent frame method? Suppose I'm in the child, right? And I wanted to just come to immediate parent, right? Then I will be referring parent frame. So here, if you just wanted to come to this parent frame, you can just use this parent frame method. But suppose I'm inside the child, right? And from child point, I wanted to come to the main document. Here I wanted to travel. Then I can simply use default content method. So remember parent frame, it is just to switch to the parent, immediate parent, and default content will always switch to the main document or the first frame where all frames are designed. Clear? This is the main difference between these two methods. And let me show you practically how exactly scenario will first fail if you without frame if you try to interact with the element, and then how we can resolve that issue with the help of this frame technique. So whenever any frame is designed inside the frame, that is called nested frame. So very first, I will start with this URL address. Okay. So let's come back. Let's create our Java class. Currently, I'm showing you all the test cases with the normal Java class. So this is how you can just, create a class. Let me write nested iframe automation. Okay. And here I'm just going to create a main function, right? Very first step is we'll be creating driver session. So let me just write WebDriver driver. It is equal to new. And here I'm writing Chrome driver. Okay. Let's create a session with Chrome. And then I will pass this application driver.get. And this is the URL of that application. Without handling frame, if I try to interact with this input box, so let's do inspect, right click and inspect. And there you can see that this is just an input tag, right? And text is available. Some attribute is available. I will be creating XPath. You just need to write input and then you can write type. Type is equal to, in single quote, we can write that text. Currently, absolutely it is matching to, right? And at this moment, see, this is the one which I wanted to interact. No. If I enter, okay, if I enter here, you can see this is the one. But at this moment, anyways, this input box is within a frame. So even though if you try to apply indexing, it will not become unique. Okay, just let me show you. I got to know that, okay, the index position is 2, right? For this input box. Even though if I keep it inside the bracket, and see here I'm writing 2, this is not matching. So basically just take normal XPath here and let's try to understand how we can interact. But first step, whenever I simple open this application, okay, let me copy this XPath. This is for input box. And you can add that statement also. Okay, this is for input box. But guys, before this, we need to do one more step. Let me show you. If I just write, okay, find element by XPath, and this is the element, and I just wanted to perform send keys. I'm writing one more time, same message, hello all. Done. This is what the message I wanted to enter. But guys, whenever we land on this application, very first, this is the behavior. This button you need to click and then only you will land on that particular nested frame. So very first, I will inspect this button, frame within an iframe. Okay. So now just have a look. Again, I can see it's the anchor tag and this is the text. So guys, whenever there is an anchor tag available, you have to always understand just interact with that element using link text or partial link text. So that's the reason. Just to click on that link, I will be writing driver dot find element by dot link text. And here I'm writing that link text and I will just say click. So basically, I have written only 2 steps, okay? Click on that button and then just try to click on that particular or send some data. But absolutely this will fail. Why? Because current element is part of a frame. So if we haven't handled any kind of frame, your script will not work. You will just get no such a element exception. It's not like alert that in alert we are getting unhandled alert exception, but in frame you will just get no such a element exception. So just have a look. I'm executing that scenario. Main page got open. It clicked on that iframe, okay? But now I can see there is no text written, right? In fact, I got a failure. And just have a look. Here, frame is simple returns to me that, okay, this element, whatever you have tried with XPath, it is not found. Okay, I know that why it is happened because now there is a one parent frame available and I know that in this application one more child frame also available. And this is you need to check, okay? At this moment, this is quite easy to understand that elements are available inside the frame. But every time when you inspect the element and if it is not found, just come up inside the door and check whether that element is within a frame. Either one step, you come up and check the code. See, if I just come up using keyboard arrow, okay, I can see there is one document attached. And see, I got first a frame, which is written as a single frame. Iframe single frame. And see, if I keep my mouse pointer, that inner frame is highlighted. But okay, let me go up and let's see. There is one more document attached. And here you can see multiple frame.html. This is your main parent frame is available. And see, even though you can see that UI is also highlighted. Means we got two frames. First of all, this is the parent and this is the child. Now please have a look. In this frame code, we are not able to see any ID or name. Again, as per the indexing also, you can automate this, but for that reason, we need to understand first indexing. So tag is a iframe. Better I will go to the finder and I will just check how many iframes are there. So this time it is showing me one of 14 iframes available on this page. Okay. And this time, what is the first index value? See, this is the first one which is not highlighted here. But if I enter now, yeah, this is the multiple frame.html which is highlighting as a second frame. Either you can use indexing. If you feel indexing is quite complicated to understand which frame it is, then you can just identify your frame as a web element. Example, if I just capture src this attribute, okay, and here I will write driver find element by, okay, this is what xpath. So better I have to first create xpath. I will write iframe tag and whose attribute is src is equal to multiple frames.html. See, I found one of one match. Correct now? This is our parent frame. So I will just write here by.xpath and let's add this and I will declare it as a web element. So find element method returns you web element, just declare web element and here I'm writing parent frame. Great. So I found first parent frame. Great. Now guys, what is the first step? Whenever we found parent frame, we have to switch to the parent frame, right? So I have to write here driver switch to frame and I will be selecting third method where I will directly reach to parent frame. And this section will directly help you to switch to the parent frame. But whenever control will come to the parent, we need to switch to the child. So let's come down. And here we know that one more frame is available, which is the child frame. So for this also we have some attribute. I will just prepare xpath, iframe. Okay, one more time, iframe, and where this is the value and its attribute. And when I just convert it into single code, right? Now you can see this is the single frame available. Now, even though if I write direct logic, okay, because anyways it is inside the parent. When you switch to parent, from parent only one frame will be highlighted. So I will be writing find element by dot xpath. Here I am writing that xpath and let's declare it as a web element. Okay, this is child frame. Just have a look. So I found child frame also. Let's switch to the child. Driver, switch to again frame and I will be selecting third method child frame where I can pass child frame as a web element. And now guys see the clear scenario. Click on the button. Once parent frame you will find, just switch to the parent, come to the child and then you can interact with your element. So currently this input box is under child frame. Correct now? Let's see how the code is working. So at this moment, if I execute the script, it will work and you will able to interact with that child frame. Now just have a look. First option will click. Once the frame will open, right? See, at this moment, I can easily travel up to child and I can able to enter the data. But again, the question, I'm inside the child frame. Now I wanted to come back to parent, which is nested frame, right? Or where is the parent? First understand. I'm here and from here if I come back to parent, in parent I don't have any other option. But I can have this text, no? Let's capture this text. So very first I will identify the address of this text where we have h5 tag, and this is a nested iframe just text available. So again, I will prepare XPath h5, tag name is h5, and inside that I will write whose text is equal to nested frames. Get that element, right? So this is the address to get that text of that element. But question is what? This time I wanted to switch. Okay, switch. Let me write. Suppose switch from child to parent. Correct? Child to parent. So here I have to use one command, driver dot switch to dot, and see very straightforward command we have, parent frame. Everyone read the document. Parent frame method change focus to the parent context. That's it. Very straightforward method. Whenever I come to the parent, now I can write driver find element by XPath. This is the XPath, and I will say get the text. That's it. Here you are able to capture the text. Now either you can store into variable or you can directly print. It is up to you. Correct? Example, if I directly print it. So I'm just writing full statement in sysout statement system.out.println. Here I'm writing parent text is, and I'm just going to complete this syntax. That's it. The whole code I'm writing inside this println statement. What will happen, everyone? This time it will just switch to the parent again after writing the child information, and you will able to see this text in the console. Just have a look. So whenever you wanted to reach directly to parent frame, you can directly use this method driver dot switch to parent frame, and just observe the scenario. See, we got enter. We have enter here inside the child frame, but let's see whether we are able to capture this text or not. So if I close the browser, have a look. Now we are able to capture this parent text. And this is how you can automate this particular scenario. Clear, everyone? Now the point is, I wanted to show you what if parent I am able to convert, but suppose as soon as I enter some detail, right, I wanted to switch back to the main default window, means my main document. So for now, I'm just commenting this code. Okay, I don't want it to come to the parent. I wanted to show you how it will directly come from the child to the main document. Okay, so now I'm running the scenario. Switch from child, switch from child. Okay, so let me write switch from child to, let's say, main document. Okay, main document. Okay, what is there on main document, everyone? Just have a look. We have these two buttons, right? Already we are inside this one. So let's do one thing. On main document, click on this button. So I'll choose to inspect this button, single iframe. And yes, it is again linked text, no? So I will just write what? If I wanted to come to main document, I will write first this method. Driver dot switch to dot, and there is a straightforward method available, default content. Read a document. What is this? It select either first frame on the page or main document when the page contains iframe. Great. So it will directly switch to me what? Where? Exactly on a main document. And whenever I reach to the main document, I will write driver find element by absolutely linked text. Here I'm writing that linked text, and I will ask a driver to do what? Just to perform click. So basically what we are trying to do, as soon as I enter text inside this input box, right? I just need to come to the outside this both the frame, and I wanted to click on this button. So when I click, I should be able to see this screen at the last. Correct? This is what my expectation. So let's see how exactly this code is executed. So one more time, understand the flow, okay? We are switching to the parent, switching to the child, and then from child, I'm trying to come to the main document, and there I'm performing this one single action. And just have a look how exactly code is executing. So this time browser will launch. It will first click on nested frame, and it will handle that nested frame, right? And please have a look. We have successfully come outside the both the frame, and we have clicked on that button, which is a single iframe. So you are able to see this view. If I can show you nested, see the text is still present. And here you can see we are directly come outside. So basically this is how you guys are able to interact with any nested frame. So guys, whenever any frame is within another frame, right, then only it is called nested frame. And for handling nested frame, understand very simple flow and the logic. Start switching from the parent to child and then child to that element. And then absolutely, default content and parent frame method also important in this entire scenario. I hope this video will help you. Thanks for watching.